Right. Anyway, starting with the first gold card, All Out Assault. So this is the Mardu Mythic Rare Enchantment. I don't know if there's a set of these, or if there's a set of Mardu Mythic Rare, or a set of Clan Mythic Rares, or Clan Enchantments, or whatever. That's what it is. It is the Mardu Mythic Rare Clan Enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. So all of your 1/1 humans that you're vomiting out from your, whatever it's called, mobilize, all of them are 2/2s and all of them have Death Touch. Okay. When this enchantment enters, if it's your main phase, there is an additional combat phase after this phase, followed by an additional main phase. When you next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. So this also gives you double combat phases for that turn. Right. Yeah. This is a very good card. So here, let me explain to you how this is going to work. Let's say you have the 3 mana 0/4 that makes 1/1s when it attacks, 3 1/1s, and one of the black ones that makes 1, right? The 4 guy that whenever a creature dies, your opponent loses a life and you gain a life. That's turn 3 and turn 4. Let's say you get to turn 5, still have both of them. This comes down. So, first main phase, you attack with both, you generate 4 1/1s. Right? Everything first of all has +1/+1 and Death Touch. So instead of a 0/4, it's a 1/5. Instead of a 3/3, it's a 4/4. And instead of 1/1s, everything is a 2/2. All with Death Touch. Your opponent blocks. They either block the creatures that are making the tokens, or they block the tokens. Okay, main phase over. All your creatures untap. All the 1/1s don't go away because it's not the end of your turn. It's just another main phase. And your generators untap. Ready. Another attack phase. You swing again. Generate, if they haven't killed them, another 4 1/1s that are 2/2s. And then at the end of that, if they haven't killed the 4/4 guy that swung twice, up to 8 creatures die, your opponent loses 8 life, and you gain 8 on top of whatever you do. That's a lethal swing. You've just killed them. This card is, you probably win that turn. And if you don't win that turn, all your creatures still get +1/+1 and have Death Touch forever. This card is so crazy in Limited. This probably just wins you the game. I think in Limited, if you play this on turn 5, 6, or 7, you probably just win the game. Everything having Death Touch and +1/+1, so everything, and having an extra combat phase. The extra combat phase is way crazier when you have guys that generate from attacking, which Mardu does on most of their creatures. This with any amount of mobilize is nuts. So yeah, this card is bonkers good. Again, this is specifically good with the with token generation, but there is token generation in white from the Abzan, white and black, right? So, but you can still use that Abzan, instead of doing +1/+1 counters, you can just make the spirit tokens and still use this and still have a bunch of buffed up dudes. There's multiple ways that this just wins you the game. Armament Dragon, Abzan. So 6 mana, 3 of it being the Abzan colors, is a 3/4 flyer, and when it enters, you distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among up to 3 creatures you control. So this can be, if he just wants to be selfish, a 6 mana 6/7 flyer. I don't hate it. Doesn't have any particularly special things, but there's a lot of +1/+1 counter synergy in the Abzan colors. He's a big flyer if he wants to be, or he's a mediocre flyer, but other things are bigger. I think I like this guy. He's just a good card to have in your Abzan deck. Maybe a little bit pricey, and also you have to pay all 3 colors, which we still don't know how easy that's going to be to make. But I think he's probably fine. Yeah. Yeah, he's probably fine. Probably not incredible. He's probably just fine. Auroral Procession. 1 green, 1 blue. So Simic. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. I guess it depends what the card is. If this returns something crazy, this can be really good. If it just returns a 1/1 or a land, this is probably not. I don't know. 2 mana instant speed, return a card from your graveyard. You can do it at the end of your opponent's turn. Probably fine. It's probably pretty good. I don't know what we're getting with that, but maybe you run it. I think you probably run it if you're blue-green, just if you have blue-green in your deck, just to be able to do it, right? I think. Awaken the Honored Dead. Okay, so this is the Sultai Saga. The first one, destroy target non-land permanent. Removal. 3 mana removal, not bad. It is all the Sultai colors, which is annoying, but yeah, sure. 2, mill 3 cards, sure. 3, you may discard a card. When you do, return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. Again, it depends. If there's something really good to return with this. I think you're looking at this as, this is removal. And then, after that, maybe we get something decent back. Like, sure, this is fine. Like, I think mostly you care about the removal part of this in Limited. I think the rest of it is just kind of fine. Baron Step Siege. Okay. 4 mana, white and black. As the enchantment enters, choose Abzan or Mardu. Oh, okay. So this is like, you get to pick which white and black clan you're with. Okay. Abzan, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That's really good. Mardu, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. That's also really good because all of the, what are they called? The mobilized creatures, the warriors. Also, there seems to be something going on with our internet. I do apologize if it's causing issues on the stream. But all of the mobilized creatures get sacrificed at the end of turn. So that just turns that sacrifice into ways to kill your opponent's creatures, which is really good. Again, I think this entirely matters on which deck you're playing. I think if you're Abzan, you always pick Abzan here, pretty much. Nah, if you're playing Abzan, you probably do pick Mardu as well, right? Because it's just a good form. You can, so Abzan can pick either, but Mardu, I think, always picks Mardu. I think. I don't know. I think they're both very good. I think this enchantment is really strong. And it triggers the turn it comes down, so it's not like a complete waste of time. I think this is a really good enchantment. Yeah, I think this card is just really good. Yeah, I would absolutely pick this if I was in Limited. Betor, kin to all, the Abzan Spirit Dragon. Okay. He is a 5 mana, 5/7 flyer. I'm going to have to sit up for this. I can already see the wall of text. Okay. At the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have toughness 10 or greater, he's already 7 of that, so if you have 3, sure, draw a card. Nice, like it. Then, if creatures you control have total toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. That's a lot of toughness, but doable. Then, if creatures you control have total toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up. I think 10 is easy, 20 is hard, 40 is Magical Christmas Land. Like, I don't think you're getting a total of 40 toughness. Actually, maybe in Limited you can, actually, because maybe you just get bogged down on the board. But I think most of the time, 10 you're reaching, 20. What is happening with our internet? I do apologize if this is causing issues. I can see in the bottom right the bars going crazy. Yeah, I think 10 is doable. 20 is 10 is easy with this thing having toughness of 7. 20 is doable. 40 is very, very unlikely. But still, draw an extra card at the end of your turn is really good. Untap each creature you control is really good. It is... I think the first two ones are the ones you want. The 40 toughness, each opponent loses half their life, is just nice, right? It's just extra. But I think toughness 10 or greater, draw a card, and toughness 20 or greater, untap. I think those are the two you care about. And I think that's in the best order. I like Betor. I hope I get you. You would be very cool to build around. Maybe not for a limited deck. I think this is maybe a bit restricted for limited. Nah, actually, no, because the toughness 10 I think is really easy to hit. Like, with this being a 5/7, your opponent either removes this or you're probably drawing an extra card. And the toughness 20, I think with how bogged down the board can get, you can definitely reach as well. Which allows you to essentially swing without having to worry because then everything untaps. So, yeah. Bone Khan Butcher. Okay. Is Mardu +1. So it's a 4-mana 4/4. Mobilize 2. And attacking tokens you control have Death Touch. This is very good as well. All of your 1/1 warrior tokens that your opponent has been putting creatures in front of just to try and stem the bleeding now kill whatever blocks them. Is very good. Like, they obviously, probably your opponent just blocks this instead for a turn. But then this probably still kills whatever blocks it because it's a 4/4 for 4. So it probably just at least trades. And also you still get your 1/1s through. And any other 1/1s you generate all have Death Touch on the swing as well. Like, it's not like this is going to be your only mobilized creature. If you're playing Mardu, you probably have a lot of mobilization on top of this guy. So, yeah. This makes your attacks almost unblockable, and your opponent is going to suffer for this. This is, like, all of the gold cards are going to be good. Almost all of them are just going to be really good, I think. Call of the Spirit Dragon. Okay. So, we had a red cat that generated Wooburg. I guess you can play the red cat into this. So, anyway, for Wooburg, dragons you control have Indestructible. Okay. At the beginning of your upkeep for each... So it doesn't do anything when it comes down. It's not until the next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep for each color, put a +1/+1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. If you put a +1/+1 counter on 5 dragons this way, you win the game. Oh. Sorry, chat. My my chat things just died. I don't know what just happened. We're gonna... Okay, I'm reconnected to chat, so if you type, I can see again. I don't know why my chat program just gave up. Maybe I've been streaming for too long and it just died. Okay, so I know I literally just said all the gold cards are probably going to be good in Limited because they're gold cards. I was wrong. This is bad. It's an alternate win condition, and generally in Limited, you don't have the requirements for the specific deck build to pull off alternate win conditions. Like, for this, you need, first of all, to be able to make all 5 mana. Secondly, you need one of each color dragon at least. And then you need to have all 5 you need to have a dragon from each color out to win the game from this. Like, maybe this is just good enough if you have like 1 or 2 dragons, but then why are you doing 5 color Call of the Spirit Dragon if you're only doing 1 or 2 dragons? Like, I think you have to build a deck around this, and I don't think it's good. So I think in Limited, this might just not be good enough. I think definitely it's not good enough. To be honest, I don't think it's good enough in standard either. I think maybe Commander this goes hard. Right? Like, you play this turn 5 in Commander in some 5-color Commander deck, Dragon Commander deck, and then if your opponents ever let you get 5 dragons for a turn, you just win the game. But, yeah, I don't think this is very good. Not in Limited, I don't think it. Corey, Mountain Stalwart, is a 3-mana 3/3 whenever you cast your second spell each turn. This creature deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. Sure, this is probably a pretty good way to just get some chip damage and heal up a little bit. Yeah, this is probably a good card in Jeskai, just multiple spells. Death begets life. Okay. This is Sultai's Mythic Rare, I guess. Is an 8-mana sorcery. Destroy all creatures and enchantments. Draw a card for each permanent destroyed this way. I always say board wipes are really good in Limited because you're the one who's in control of them. This is a very expensive board wipe, so maybe not so much. But I still think you probably run this if you have it and you're playing Sultai. Because it's just a board wipe that draws. Like, this card is very good. I think it's a bit too expensive for ever being used realistically. But I think in Limited, the game probably goes this late, and it's just, you know, your emergency button if you need it. Because even if this just destroys, like, 3 creatures, this is destroy everything on the field, and I get rewarded for it. So, this is probably good. It's just, it's very expensive. So I don't know if you can realistically rely on it. Defibrillating Current is Mardu or ish. Yeah, okay, so this is either one of the colors or 2 generic. And it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain 2 life. It's fine. It's removal. Yeah, I think if you pay this for, like, red, white, black, and just deal 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker and gain 2 life, this is good. I think if you play it for, like, red and 4, I think it's feeling shit and expensive. But I think if you pay it for, like, the Mardu colors, it's probably good. Oh, this is technically... Yeah, this is technically 2 colors. There's more dragons. Disruptive Stormbrood is a 5-mana flying 3/3. Crappy stats again. When this creature enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Okay, sure. And its omen is Petty Revenge, black and 1. Destroy target creature with power 3 or less. This is actually probably good. Like, it's removal and a creature. Yeah, this is probably pretty good. Although, it is, you know, 5 mana for a flying 3/3, which sucks ass. But you probably used it to destroy at least 1 creature with its omen ability. And then when it comes in, you can blow up an artifact or enchantment as well. I don't hate it. I'm just not too enthusiastic about it. It's just kind of fine. Dragonback Assault. Okay, so this is the Teamer mythic enchantment. Which is 6. When this enchantment enters, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Very good. Board wipe. Like it. And a more realistic board wipe, because it's only 6 this time instead of 7 or 8 or whatever the other one was. Landfall. Whenever a land enters your... whenever a land you control enters, create a dragon. This is good. This is really good. In Limited specifically. Like, I don't know. Maybe I gave this one too much 5s. No, this is 8. So this comes down 2 turns earlier. Probably clears most of a board. And then every time you play a land, you get a 4/4. This is really good. I think this is just too expensive. I think anything above 7 mana I get itchy about because it's a bit high. But this is really good. 6 mana, clear the board, and then every land you play makes dragons. This is very good. This is a really good Limited card. turns all of your... Like, if you don't draw a creature and only draw a land, you still get a creature. This card is really good. Really, really good. Dragonclaw Strike. This is the Teamer or double or 2 generic thing. Double the power and toughness of target creature you control until the end of turn, then it fights. Okay, removal. Yeah. This is probably good. Again, if you... This can actually probably lethal people. So, like, let's say you've got a dragon. Even just one of the more generic, like, 4 power dragons, right? This is make your dragon an 8/8, murder something in the face, and then crack your opponent for 8 because you've got double power and toughness. That's pretty good. For 3 mana, I'd take that over the other one. I think this Dragon Strike's way better than the defibrillating current. Way better. I like the teamer. Yeah, this is good. Effortless Master, okay, is a 3 mana, whatever, is it colors, or 4 mana, is it 2 of it being the is it colors. For a 4/3 Vigilance Menace, when this creature enters with 2+1/+1 counters on it if you've cast 2 or more spells this time. Okay. I mean... So, if you pay... So, for 5 mana, this is a 6/5 Vigilance Menace. Because you pay one cost spell beforehand and then this. So, then you've cast 2 or more spells because you cast this and the other spell. So, this comes down as a 6/5 Vigilance Menace. That's pretty good. That's very good, actually. Like, it's not a dragon, so it's not got flying or anything, so it's not going to evade, but it's got menace on the ground, and it's probably bigger than everything your opponent has played on turn... Oh, no, turn 5. Maybe not. I don't know. I think this is probably good enough, if you, as long as you can trigger it with a 1 mana spell. As soon as you start trying to trigger it for, like, 2 and 3 mana spells, this is not as good. So, I still think I'd run it, but I think you really want to be triggering this with a 1 mana spell, and then for 5 mana have a 6/5 Vigilance Menace, honestly. Eshki Dragonclaw is 1 mana in the Teamer colors for a 4/4 Vigilance Trample Ward 1. Okay. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast both a creature and a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card and put 2 +1/+1 counters on Eshki Dragonclaw. I think you run this if you're playing Teamer, but I think you run it as a 4 mana 4/4 with Vigilance, Trample, and Ward, because I don't think you're running enough non-creature spells for the second part to be realistically procced like every turn. You maybe get like 1 or 2 procs out of that, but I think she's more importantly a 4 mana 4/4 with Vigilance, Trample, and Ward. So she's just a good body, and there is upside to playing creature and non-creature spells. How much of those you're actually playing? Because usually you want, like, 17 lands, you want, like, 14 creatures, and then you've only got, like, 6 to, like, 8 like non-creature spells. That 17, 27, 30, yeah, like 30, 32, 33. So yeah, like 6 to 8 non-creature spells. And you might have some enchantments in there. You might have some artifacts. I suppose they are non-creature spells, so yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but you're probably going to have more creatures than non-creatures, because usually you want like 15 creatures and then 17 lands, and then non-creatures filling in the gaps. So I don't know how regularly this triggers, but it is a 4/4 for 4 with Vigilance, Trample, and Ward, so it's probably just good enough as it is. Fangkeeper's Familiar is Sultai and 1 for a 3/3 with Flash. Okay. When this creature enters, choose 1. Gain 3 life and surveil 3. Sure. Destroy target enchantment. Okay. Counter target creature spell. This I'm actually okay with being a counter spell because it's attached to a creature, and I would actually play this card. I feel like counter spells are most of the time not very good, but this is actually a good one because at the end of your opponent's turn, like if your opponent doesn't play a creature spell, you can still at the end of your turn just play this, gain 3 life, surveil 3, bare minimum, and it's a 3/3 on your opponent's end step. That's good. But it can also be a counter spell, or if there's a really dangerous enchantment, you can just blow up the enchantment. Yeah, I like this card. I think this card's really good. Probably really good in the Sultai one. Yeah, I think that's a really good card. Felethar, Dawn of the Abzan. Okay, so this is the Abzan leader, who is Abzan colors for a 3/3 with trample, and when they enter or attack, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Okay. So this turns all of those spirits you made early on so that you had more units to attack or block with into +1/+1 counters on your good stuff. Yep, good card. Like it. You can essentially put +1/+1 counters everywhere. If you keep making more dudes with the whatever the ability's called. Not mobilize, the other one. I don't remember, but it was on the dragon right at the start. Where was it? No, it wasn't on that. Okay. Whatever. When it would either get +1/+1 counters or make a spirit, you essentially, as long as you keep making the spirit, you can just turn the spirits into +1/+1 counters for everyone with this guy. So yeah, this is this one is if you have them, you're probably playing Abzan, right? Flamehold Grappler, Jeskai colors for a 3/3 with first strike. That's scary. When this creature enters, copy the next spell you cast this turn. When you cast it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, this is not as good as it appears. Because you're probably not playing this turn 3. You probably want to wait until turn 6 so that you can copy a half-decent spell with this thing. Yeah. Because like if you play this on turn 3, it's a 3/3 with first strike, and the effect doesn't do anything because it's copy the next spell you cast this turn when you cast it. So it is a nothing burger on turn 3. It's mediocre on turn 4 because you're copying a 1-cost spell. Who cares? Turn 5 and 6 for 2-cost spells, 3-cost spells are probably where it starts getting better. But by turn 5 and 6, it is a 3/3 with first strike, and your opponent's probably got bigger stuff by then. So I was like, oh shit, a 3/3 with first strike and extra stuff. That's kind of scary. But no, it's probably not coming down on turn 3. It's probably not coming down until turn 5 or 6, and then it's not as scary. So still good. Like, I'll give it, it's still a good limited card, but like, meh, it's just not as scary as it could be. Frontline Rush! 2 mana, instant speed, create 2 goblins, or target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures. This is like, in Mardu, this is like, hey, here's some extra dudes, or kill you. So yeah, I think this is probably a really good card. Because like, you could hold this up, and your opponent has no idea whether at the end of their turn you're just making some goblins, or whether one of your creatures is just going to get like +7/+7 and crack their fucking jaw in, right? Because if you have like mobilized like 4 out, that second half is fucking terrifying. So yeah, I like this card. I think this is actually like a more dangerous finisher than people are going to give it credit for. Frostcliff Siege. Ooh, so is there one for each of these? For one of the two for each of the 2 color combos? That'd be cool. So 3 mana, 2 of it being Is It. As it enters, choose Jeskai or Temur. Jeskai, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Yep. Temur, creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste. Holy sh. Probably Temur. I think you probably pick Temur most of the time here, right? All of your creatures, like, especially in limited, like, maybe in standard or whatever, sure, whatever. But in limited, I just pick Temur every time. Creatures you control get +1/+0, trample and haste. Yep, I just want to kill my opponent. I'll take that one. That's very good. Yeah, I think Jeskai. So the problem I have with this one is the Jeskai. When you play it, your opponent probably goes, "Oh shit, he's going to get like 3 creatures through and draw 3 cards," and then they just play on the defense after that. Whereas with Temur, you play this and your opponent just goes, "Fuck, I have no idea what he's playing next turn, but it could be huge. I can't." Like Jeskai, they can see what they have to deal with. The Temur one, they have no idea what's in your hand, and they have to deal with it immediately when it hits the board because it's got haste and trample. Like, I think the Temur one is way better than the Jeskai on this one. Glacial Dragon Hunt. 2 mana sorcery. Draw a card, discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, it deals 3 damage to target creature. Sure. Get a removal, that's not bad, and you can harmonize it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's not particularly exciting. It's draw a card, discard a card, and maybe do 3. That's just kind of fine. Glacier Wood Siege. We are going to have one of each. This is very cool. I like these sieges. These are interesting. So, what? Simic colors in 1. When it enters, choose Temur or Sultai. Temur. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards. Okay. Sultai, you may play lands from your graveyard. I mean... Okay. Is this good? Like, in limited, I don't think this is great. Because, like, Temur, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards. Are you doing that on your opponents to try and kill them? But you're playing Temur, so you probably have, like, big creatures and dragons, so why don't you just kill them with those? You do it to yourself, but then we've only seen one real recursion card for that, which was the green-blue one we saw at the start. At the start of these, which was good, but, like, eh. And Sultai, I mean, I guess play lands from your graveyard is fine. It's just fine. It's not, you know, game-breaking. It's got Crucible of Worlds, I guess. Costs about the same mana, but Crucible is all generic. Sure. I don't know how much I care about this, honestly. This is kind of a nothing burger for me. I probably wouldn't run this, honestly. This might be another bad gold that you're just not too interested in. Gurmag Night Witch. So this is the Sultai double card thingy. When this so it's 3/3 for up to 6. When this creature enters, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may put one of those cards back on top of your library, put the rest into your graveyard. I mean, as a 3/3 for 3, I think this is fine. As a 3/3 for like 6 generic or whatever, I think this is fucking overpriced as hell. I don't know. Again, it depends how hard it is to get all 3 colors of mana up, but this is, I think this is at least average, fine. Like, sorting out the top of your library is okay. Putting the rest into your graveyard, probably fine in Sultai because you have no issue with that. I'd say it's just okay. Hardened Tactician is a 3 mana 2/4 with sacrifice a token, draw a card. This is cracked. Because in Mardu, this reads, if you have, like, after you've attacked with 10 dudes, sacrifice up to 8 of them for card draw. for 1 mana each. This is insane. I was wondering if they were going to have like this. And I guess they have it as an uncommon gold card, which makes some sense. This is cracked in... Abzan can even use this, but this is cracked in Mardu. Because this just turns all of those guys that are going to get sacrificed at the end of your turn into card draw. Which is just bonkers. Hollow Merc Siege. Okay. So this is Sultai Abzan. So this is just 2 mana. This isn't that expensive. So for Sultai, whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card. Only triggers once each turn. That's sad. Abzan, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains menace until end of turn. I think you probably do Abzan here. I think Abzan's better than Sultai. Because I think the Sultai one is like, oh yeah, if you... Well, yeah... No, because Sultai you get to draw a card. But only once each turn. I suppose Abzan only triggers once each turn as well, because it's whenever you attack, which only happens once. Well, maybe not, because you've got that... Well, no, because then you'd have to be in like 4 colours, so yeah, I guess once each turn. I don't know. I think I'd still pick Abzan most of the time over Sultai. And I think this is good enough to run. I think this is fine. It does what the 2 decks want to do. Sultai it does stuff with counters and draws cards. Abzan it just makes creatures bigger and then hits people. I think both of these do exactly what you want them to do, and it's cheap. So yeah, I think this is a good card. Host of the Hereafter. Okay. 4 mana for a 2/2. Oh no, it enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So it's 4 mana for a 4/4. Okay. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on up to 1 target creature you can... This is good. This is really good. This is really, really good. In anything that does +1/+1 counters. So this is probably going to be in Sultai most of the time. I think Abzan also can use this. Yeah, I think they both want this. I think this is just a really good card for both of them, actually. Put +1/+1 counters everywhere is really good. It makes blocking and killing... Like, if you have a creature with 10 +1/+1 counters on it, and your opponent's like, well, I'll kill that one. Just put them on something else. Yeah, this is a really, really good card. Yeah, I think this is one of the best cards it just makes it... Again, it's a 4 mana 4/4 that makes all blocking or destroying creatures complicated until it's gone. And even when it goes, it still makes things difficult because it puts 2 +1/+1 counters on something. Inevitable Defeat. Okay. Mardu and 1 for an instant spell can't be countered. Okay, I like it. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. This is very good removal. 5 mana, and it 3 different colours, so it's kind of going to be a pain in the ass to get off sometimes. But it can't be countered. It exiles, and you get to heal and deal some damage to your opponent with it. Yeah, no, good card. I like that one. That one's really good. I mean, again, I don't know, like, it's removal, so you just play it in limited, so that's all I should say about that one. It is removal. Guess what? It goes in limited. Great, cool. Jeskai Brushmaster is a 4 mana 2/4 with double strike and prowess. That's probably just terrifying enough as is. Probably just terrifying enough as is, I think. Because the double strike makes it a good blocker, it's a good attacker, and the prowess can make it just fucking chunk you or through creatures you throw at it, or creatures you put underneath it. Like, it can absolutely be... It doesn't have trample, which is good. But, yeah. This can brutalize people. Although, to be fair, what were you? You were white, red, blue. And this is red-blue. Creatures you control get +1 also and have trample and haste. This thing with trample and haste... comes down as a 3/4 double strike trampler with haste, so it just swings immediately. What's blocking a double strike 3/4 trampler on turn 4? Fucking nothing. I mean, there are things that at least trade with it, but that's it. You are at best trading with this thing. And that's if your opponent doesn't have, like, again, that's if it comes down on turn 4 and they just attack immediately into a creature they know can kill it. If anyone's got brain cells, they wait a turn, swing, and if you try and block it with the thing that can kill it, they just play a spell and then there's this bigger and just kills it. Yeah, this card is good. I think it's just good enough as is. Jeskai Revelation is a 7 mana instant. Okay. Return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. Okay, there's blue bounce. Deals 4 damage to any target. Red burn. Create 2 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. White token generation. Draw 2 cards. There's blue again for some reason, coming back around. Gain 4 life. White again. This does a lot, right? This does do a lot. Does it do enough? I think it does, actually. I think this is enough stuff in a single spell that 7 mana I accept. Like, bounce a thing, 4 damage to something else, create 2 dudes, draw 2 cards, and heal. That's a lot of things this spell does. I think this might just be enough stuff that I'm fine playing 7 for this. In limited, yeah, I still think it's good, right? Like, I know it's 7 mana, but it just does a bonkers amount of things. I think this has to be good. Like I said, I mean, bounce 1 thing, 4 damage to another, make 2 dudes, draw 2 cards, and gain 4 life. It's just so many things. At instant speed, it's so many things that happen. It has to be good. Jeskai Shrinekeeper is a 5 mana 3/3 with flying and haste, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you gain 1 life and draw a card. This is a good card. Yeah, if your opponent doesn't have an answer to this, when it comes down, you just crack them for 3, gain a life, draw a card. Yeah, this is a good card. This is very good and limited. Oh. Karakayak Guardian, I think, is a 6 mana 6/5 flying vigilance trample with this creature has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. Okay, yeah. This is just a huge dude that will always get some damage through because it's hexproof until it hits somebody. And it says damage, not like damage to a player or anything like that. So if you block with this, it loses hexproof. Or if you hit your opponent with this, it loses hexproof. But even if it loses hexproof, it's still a 6/5 flying vigilance trample. It's still a big guy. I think that's... Some of these dragons are actually getting pretty good now. Keru Goldkeeper, Saltine 1 for a 3/3 flyer. Whenever 1 or more cards leaves your graveyard during your turn, create a treasure. So that's 1 every time you do something. And renew for 5. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1s, +1/+1 counters, and a flying counter on target creature. Okay, yeah. I like this guy as well. I think I'm just going to like a lot of these dragons. I'm assuming each renew counts as a separate instance for the treasure thing. So if you exile 1 creature, just the 1 at sorcery speed, or exile the 1 thing with renew, this triggers, you get treasure. Exile another 1. This triggers. It's just if you do multiple cards, like if you bounce 2 cards to your hand, this only triggers once, not once for each card. So I think each instance of renew would actually trigger this, which is good. This is definitely good. Right. In Tree Severance is the Abzan or generic spell. Exile target permanent with mana value 3 or greater. Yeah, this is probably good. I think for Abzan colors, this is great. I think for Abzan plus generic, this is probably still good enough. Up until like 5-ish mana. Yeah, this it's removal. We like it. We always play removal. Kishla Skimmer is a 2-mana 2/2 flyer. Whenever a card leaves your graveyard during your turn, draw a card only once each turn. I mean, it's a 2/2 flyer for 2. You probably just play it. I know it's supposed to be Sultai stuff with the renew, but this is probably just good enough to go in anything playing blue-green. Yeah, it's a 2/2 flyer for 2 that gives you extra bonuses anytime a card leaves your graveyard. It's just good. Kotis the Fangkeeper. Is this the Sultai leader? Okay. Sultai and 1 for a 2/1 indestructible. Man, that's already annoying. Whenever Kotis deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library, where X is the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value or X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. Okay, so I think in Limited, this card is just fine. I know some people are going to be like, oh yeah, but you can steal your opponent's stuff, but you can only steal it if it's mana value less than X or less, with X being his power. Which, I mean, in Limited, I don't know how strong you can get this guy. Again, Magical Christmas Land, this guy's like a 6/5 and just cracks your opponent in the mouth and you get to just play like all of their good cards. But I reckon he just kind of sits there as like a 2 or a 3/2, a 2/1 or a 3/2, and most of the time he gets blocked. Most of the time you probably have him on the defense because he's indestructible and can just tank damage. Like, I don't think he's actually that good. He's a 4-mana 2/1. Yes, he's indestructible, but he can't just attack through nothing. On turn 4, your opponent's going to have something in the way of this. And it's going to be big enough that it's not going to give a shit about 2 damage. Like, so you need to be putting +1/+1 counters on this guy. But there is exile removal in this set, so there's a chance it just dies. And yeah, I think the idea that this gets up to like 5 or 6 power and you start stealing good shit from your opponent is like Magical Christmas Land. I think most of the time this is a 2 or 3, a 2/1 or a 3/2 that is just tanking damage because he can't get through what your opponent has on the board by turn 4 or 5. I think that's just what happens like 9 times out of 10. Lie in Wait. Sultai Sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Lie in Wait deals damage equal to the creature's power to target creature. Okay. This is good. This is like removal and recursion. I like this. This is very good. Yep, I think if you're Sultai, you're playing this. Lotus Light Dancers. Okay. Sultai +2, so 5 mana total for a 3/6 lifelinker. When this creature enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put those cards into your graveyard, then shuffle. Okay. Sure. I mean, fine. Like, this probably isn't bad. It's a 3/6 with lifelink. It blocks well. It heals you. And it does something when it enters. How good that thing is very much depends on what's in your deck. So in Limited, it's probably worse than Standard. In Standard, you can probably put a specific black, green, and blue card that are crazy into the graveyard. For Limited, it's probably just good, fine. Like, it's not... Oh, sorry. It's not bananas. It's just okay, probably. But like I said, it's a good blocker. So, I mean, it's a 3/6 with lifelink, so you probably don't die while it's on the field. But I think I like this. Mammoth Below. 5, so 2 and Teamer, so 5 mana total. Create a 5/5. And then for Teamer and 5, but you can harmonize to reduce the cost with the token you make another 5/5. So this is just a 5/5 that next turn generates an additional 5/5 for 3 mana. Yep. Okay, that's just some dudes. Just some big dudes. I am fine with that. I am fine with the bigger dudes. Mardu Siegebreaker is a 4-mana 4/4 with Death, Touch, and Haste. Mardu's looking scary. When this creature enters, exile up to one target creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. Sure. When this creature attacks for each opponent, create a tapped token that's a copy of the exiled card attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice those tokens. This is probably crazy, right? There's probably some broken ass combo with one of the Mardu cards in the set. And if not in limited, it's just good. In standard or commander, it's just cracked out of its mind. Like, this reads to me as I am a 4/4 Death Touch Haste that either does something nuts or does something good, and that's only because I failed to do the nuts thing. Like, yeah, this is probably really scary. Like, really scary. And it has haste, so it just happens immediately. I mean, this is probably better in multi... no, this is probably just really scary. Yeah, I think this might just be really scary. Man, this card is good, I think. In limited, no, it's still a 4/4 with Death Touch and Haste for 4. It's still really good. This card is just really good. Yeah, I can't come up with a reason why it's not really good. Marshal of the Lost. I can't... my colour memory's starting to die a little bit. White, black, and 2 for a 3/3 with Death Touch. Whenever it attacks, target creature gets +X/+X until of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Yeah, this just makes one dude massive with Mardu. And even Abzan can probably do something with this. But I think in Mardu specifically, just one dude gets huge. Yeah, this is just scary, I think. I mean, it reads like an Abzan card, because they're talking about the kin tree, which I think is the Abzan thing, right? But, like, I think in Mardu... because you can stack the attack triggers so that when you attack, all of the creatures spawn attacking first. And then this goes off, and then gives something +X/+X, where X is just everything, right? Yeah, I think this is probably better in Mardu than it is in Abzan, but it's probably good in both. This is just a good card. Yep. Monastery Messenger. So this is Jeskai or the colorless one, sure. It's a 2/3 flying vigilance for between 3 and 6. And when it enters, put up to one target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. This is mediocre, I think. This is mediocre at best, because creatures and lands and that sort of stuff are going to make up the majority of your deck, even in Jeskai. I think this is very mediocre. Meh. Yeah, I think this is just mediocre. Meh best. Yeah. Sure. It's just fine. But I don't think this is good. I mean, it's still flying, so you probably still run it anyway, just because it's got flying. But it's just not particularly good. Narset, Jeskai Waymaster. So you cost exactly Jeskai for a 3/4. Good stats. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn. What? Okay. Sure. I don't think this is that great in... well, it's a May. Yeah, this is probably fine. This is probably good in limited and probably good in standard. Maybe, I don't know if it's good in standard, actually. I think it's good in limited because it's a May, so it's at worst a 3-mana 3/4. That's still fine. And then at some times it'll be like discard a card, draw 2 or 3, which is good. So yeah, I think this is fine. Again, it's not like game winning. I'm vibrating out my seat with excitement. I think it's just fine. Nariv, Heart of the Storm. A 4-mana 4/5 flyer. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it twice. This is broken. This is nuts. This is bonkers. Specifically only in Mardu, but it is the Mardu dragon. But this is all of your mobilized creatures deal double damage. Which is, you're just going to one-shot someone with this. Again, this is like, you make 4 creatures with 2 mobilized things. Your opponent just takes 8. And they're not, that's not with this attacking, that's just with this on the field. Like, if you have any decent, like, if you have a lot of mobilization, this just kills, yeah, this just kills people. Yeah, this just kills people on the turn it comes down, I think. I think you play this, swing, generate like 4 to 6 1/1 tokens. Your opponent dies horribly or goes down to like 4 5 health, and then you just sacrifice them all and say good luck. Like, this is bonkers. This is just bonkers. Yeah, this is just gonna smash people, I think. I mean, maybe because it's 4 mana, it comes down so early that your opponent doesn't have a massive amount of mobilization. But Mardu's the aggro colors. They probably played a creature on like turn 1, 2, and 3. So they probably either have stuff from Abzan, so they've got extra 1/1s or 2/2s. Or they've got mobilization things that are just going to vomit 1/1s and 2/2s. And even though the extra guys don't do double damage, they're more like, yeah, I think this is just bonkers, right? It's so good. It's specifically so good for Mardu, so maybe it's worse in limited than it is anywhere else, but it's so good. Oh my god, it's scary. New Way Forward. What's that? Jeskai 2, instant spell. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, New Way Forward deals that much damage to that source's controller and you draw that many cards. Okay. Yeah. So this is specifically good against like one big creature or people trying to like burn you out with spells. Because the source of your choice could be the big creature that's about to hit you. It could be like the burn spell. But if someone's attacking you with like 10 1/1s, you can only pick one of the 1/1s, I think. So this is good against like specifically one large creature or a whole bunch of other, one large spell. But, you know, again, this is very situational, so maybe it's not that good. And it's 5 mana as well, so... But, you know, there's a chance this just prevents 10 damage, smashes your opponent for 10, and then you draw that many cards, right? So, like, I don't hate it. It's just... I don't know. It's very situational, and in limited, situational cards generally aren't very good. But it would be funny to kill someone with their own damage. What is it? Purination? Purination, I think. Is Abzan 3 for a sorcery. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a hexproof counter and an indestructible counter on it. Okay, this is bananas. This is absolutely bananas. In limited, in standard, in commander, this is bananas. Because this reads, if your opponent doesn't remove your graveyard, something in your graveyard comes back and can't be the target of spells or abilities, and can't be destroyed, has to be exiled. Like, what hits this? Farewell? Is Farewell even in rotation anymore? I think that's the only spell that's an AoE exile. I suppose you can make your opponent sacrifice it. So, yeah, so people can make you sacrifice it, or it has to be like an AoE exile. So this is just going to be bananas. It just has to be. Yeah. Yeah, I think in limited this is just good. Unless you haven't got anything good to hit with it, but if you've even got a half good thing to hit with this, it's just bananas. It's just so good. And in standard and commander, I bet this card's going to be nuts. Purging Storm Brood. 5 mana for a 4/4 with flying and ward, pay 2 life. Okay. When this creature enters, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. Rude, that's some Abzan hate. And its omen is target creature gets +2/+2 lifelink and hexproof until end of turn. Yeah, this is good. The creature side of it is just some Abzan hate, which is a bit rude. But the Absorb Essence side of it is good early. Very good early. Like +2/+2, lifelink, and hexproof. Either prevents removal or wins you a combat and heals you a bunch. And then the creature is just, he's a 5 mana 4/4 flyer with ward, pay 2 life. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think just the removal counters from up to 1 target creature is just rude. It's just Abzan hate. Raksasha's Bargain. Okay. Sultai colors or the generic. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 2 of them into the hand and the rest into your graveyard. Sure. Again, I'm never too fussed about cards like this. This is probably good, actually, because it's 3 mana for 2 cards and then 2 into your graveyard. If you play this for specifically the Sultai colors, this is probably really good, I think. Rediscover the Way. Okay. This is Jeskai, the Jeskai Saga. So for 1 and 2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them to hand, and the rest are on the bottom of your library in any order. Sure. 3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike until it. Okay, this can probably kill somebody. Like, you play this with, a pretty clogged board. If, you have 5 guys, your opponent has 5 guys. You take 2 turns to load up your hand. And then on the 3rd turn, you just give like 3 or 4 of your guys double strike with a bunch of cheap, pump spells or whatever, and just swing. Your opponent's just going to lose their board or die. So, yeah, I think this is good in limited. If you have enough, if you have enough non-creature spells. The only issue is you might not have enough non-creature spells for this to function. So I will say, this can win you a game if you have a lot of non-creature spells. But, I don't know. It's probably still good. It probably still wins you a game. But you need a bit more of a skewed balance for creatures and non-creatures. And you need to have both. Because you need creatures on the board and non-creatures in your hand for this to work. So, we'll see. Reigning Victor. Okay, this is Mardu. So it's the Mardu colors or the colorless. They're the generic modded ones, yeah. For a 3/3 mobilize 1 that makes things, and when this creature enters, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Doesn't have flash, so this is very telegraphed. But I mean, it's just another mobilized creature, and I think you just want as many of them as possible if you're playing Mardu, so you probably just run this. Reputable Merchant. This is Abzan colors or the generic ones. For a 2/2, when it enters or dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay. Yeah, this is probably good as well. If you can play it for the 3, I think if you play this for 6, you're fucking destroyed. But you shouldn't be doing that. You should be at least paying it for like 3 or 4. But yeah, so I think this is still good. It comes in, probably put a +1/+1 counter on something else, and then block with it, it dies, put another +1/+1 counter on something else. Like, it's fine. Yeah, I think this is just, this is good. Probably does a lot of work in an Abzan deck. Probably also does work in Sultai as well, but this is specifically... Well, no, you can play it in Sultai, right? Because green-black, and then you just play the 2. I think it does work in both decks, to be honest, because it's just 2 counters. Revival of the Ancestors. Okay, this is the Abzan saga. So, 1, create 3/1/1 white spirit creature tokens. Sure, that's good. 2, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among creatures. Sure. And then 3 creatures you control gain trample and lifelink until end of turn. So at the end of this, bare minimum, you have 3 2/2s with trample and lifelink. Fine. I think because the first one is just create 3 dudes, I think this is actually pretty good. Because you just on turn, like, you've probably played something, even if it's slightly slow, turn 2 or turn 3, you probably played something. You play this on turn 4. Turn 5, you probably play another couple of things, distribute +1/+1 counters, sure, whatever. Turn 6, you probably just swing wide with this and gain a bunch of life and trample over the top. Maybe you also have one of your, like, pump guys out or something like that. I think this is good. I think this is definitely good in Limited. Because trample and lifelink are both very good keywords to have on your creatures. And I think by the time that goes off, you can have a pretty decent board. River Wheel Sweep is the Jeskai generic spell. Tap target creature, put 3 stun counters on it. Sure. Exile top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Pretty good. It's semi-removal because of the stun counters. This puts something out of business for 4 turns. And also you get to look at the top 2 and get one of them. That's fine. Yeah, I think this card is good. Not great, but, you know, I'd play it in Jeskai, probably. You probably want a certain number of instants or sorceries, and if this is an option, it's not a bad one at all. Roar of Endless Song. Okay. So this is the Tima Saga, which costs 5. 1 and 2 create 2 5/5s. 3, double the power and toughness of each creature you control. So this just kills people. This is create 10 powers worth of creatures, double it. Give it to the next guy. The next guy being your fucking opponent's face. Yeah, this just kills people. This is really good. This just owns people. Yes, it's a bit slow and they can see it coming, but honestly, what are they going to do about it? First of all, you get a 5/5 and whatever you've already got on the board. Then you get a 5/5 and whatever you play that turn and whatever's still on the board. And then the next turn, everything gets doubled. What is your opponent like? Unless they've swept the board at that point, they don't really have much of an answer. Everything just doubled. Now punch. Like, I think this just kills people. Absolutely just murders them. Runescale Stormbrood. A 4-mana 2/4 flyer. Getting worse on these stats, Reds. Come on. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon, this gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Sure. Or you can counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. I don't really care. Right, yeah. The Stormbrood, meh. Don't really care for it. I mean, the fact that it's a counter spell attached to a creature probably actually makes it really good, but I don't care for that sort of stuff, so. Severance Priest. Okay. What's this? Abzan colors? For a 3/3 with Death Touch. Sure. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose an online card from it. If you do, exile that card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner creates an XX white spirit creature token where X is the mana value of the exiled card. This is good. I think this is just good in general. Like, in Limited, yeah, it's a 3/3 for 3 with Death Touch, and also remove something from your opponent's hand that you don't want. But this is probably also really good in everything else, because you can just, like, giving them an XX white spirit creature token, you don't care. It's not got flying, it's not got anything else, it's just like a lump of, you know, unprotected stats, sure, whatever. This is Death Touch. I mean, this has to die for the creature to come into existence, but you know what I mean. It's just a whatever. Like, if you reveal your opponent's hand and they have Ugin and you just get rid of it, it doesn't come back like with other cards that do this. The only thing they get back is the spirit, and the spirit's not as good as Ugin, weirdly. So yeah, I think this is just a great little card. Yep, I think I'd play this if I was in Abzan and I saw this card. I think I'd just play... Well... No, I think I'd have to be in Abzan to play this. I don't think it's like a specific you are playing Abzan card, but it is just very good. Shiko, Paragon of the Way. Okay. Is a Jeskai +2, so 5 mana, 4/5 with flying and vigilance. When it enters, exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it, then you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. This is good. I mean, first of all, it's a 5 mana, 4/5 flying vigilance. That's already good. That's good stats for what it does. We want that. But it also lets you play a 3-cost card. Doesn't matter what type of card, non-land, I guess, but 3-cost card from your graveyard, which could be, you know, burn spell, it could be bounce spell, it could be a draw spell, it could be a creature, it could be anything. So, yeah, this is just a 5 mana guy that comes with extra value from your graveyard. So, this is very good. In Limited, I think this is absolutely fantastic. Skirmish Rhino is Abzan, 3 mana, trample. When this creature enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This is Baby Siege Rhino. I don't hate it. I think this is good. 3 mana for a 3/4 trample. Good stats. And it drains your opponent. I like this. It's not as oppressive as Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino was just nuts. This is just, you know, kind of annoying. It's because it's a decent creature and you can just play it and drain your opponent and then they have to get through it and then you can maybe reanimate it or whatever. I think this is good. I think just Baby Siege Rhino. But they've lowered its stats by 2 on each because it was a 5/6 Siege Rhino, so this is now a 3/4. They've also reduced how much damage it does by 1. So instead of killing your opponent in 7 activations, it kills them in 10. But there's no way you're getting 10 activations of this from Limited, so yeah, I think this is fine. Songcrafter Mage. I think this is just a nice little card to have. Is Team of Colors for a 3/2 with Flash. When this creature enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize until end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost. Oh! This is, Snapcaster. This is Team of Snapcaster? Is this better than Snapcaster? It costs... So, Snapcaster... How much does Snapcaster cost? I need to actually go check my fucking phone. How much does Snapcaster Mage was 2, right? Yeah, Snapcaster was 2. Yeah. So, Snapcaster Mage is 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, target instant or sorcery card gains Flashback until end of turn. Flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. This gains Harmonize, which is Flashback. But you can reduce the cost of it by tapping creatures. So... This is better. No, I don't think so. Snapcaster was 1 blue and 1 generic, so it was cheap. You could play it in almost any deck. And this is all 3 colors, so it's a pain in the ass to play. And even if it does make the spell cheap... No, is this better? I don't know. I don't know if this is... I don't think this is better than Snapcaster. It just reads very similarly to Snapcaster, which is what's weirding me out. This is probably good. Right, you can flash it in, give an instant Harmonize, and then block with it, and then tap this, and cast the instant spell for its Harmonize cost reduced by 3, and you're blocking a creature. This is probably really good. Yeah, this is probably still really good. Like I said, I don't think it's better than Snapcaster because the mana cost is so restrictive, but it is Teamer Snapcaster, which is weird, but sure. Sonic Shrieker is a 5-mana 4/4 flyer, and when it enters, deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life. If the player is dealt damage, they discard a card. Sure, I don't hate it. Like, 5-mana 4/4 flyer, you're definitely just playing that for the stats, and then it deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life if you use it to kill a creature. Cool. If you use it to dome your opponent in the face, they also discard a card. I think this is all nice things. So, yeah, I think that's a good card. Stalwart Successor is... I can't remember the colours. Green, black, and 1. For a 3/2 with Menace, whenever 1 or more counters are put on a creature you control, if it's the first time they have been put on that creature this turn, put an extra +1/+1 counter on that creature. Okay. I mean, this is just Abzan does more Abzan, so if you're playing actually, it works in Abzan or Sultai. So, yeah, this goes in both of those decks. Yeah, it's just good. It's good in both of those decks. Yep, good card. Teamer Battle Crier is a 3-mana 4/3. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. This is great. Yep, this is brilliant. This is really good. This is a card, you play it on turn 3, your opponent shits their pants or kills it. Right? Because then next turn, if you have 4 mana, you can play 5 costs. And those 5 costs probably reduce the cost of further creatures because they probably have power 4 or greater. Like, this stacks up to, like, you being able to play, like, 8 costs really quickly. This is very good card. If you're in Teamer and you're playing just, like, big dudes, this is the card you want. Teamer Tawnyback. Sure. It's the Teamer colors or the generic one. Sure. When this creature enters, draw a card, then discard a card. And it's a 4/3. Sure. I mean, if you're in Teamer, why not, right? Like, you might as well. Not the best card, it's not the worst card. I would probably take it as a 22nd, 23rd. I'd drop it pretty sharpish as well. This is just a fine dude. Like, a 3-mana 4/3 is great, but if it's anything close to like a 5, like, if it's not a 3-mana 4/3 that draws a card and discards a card, it kind of starts feeling bad, right? So, Ooh, another Spirit Dragon. This is the Sultai Spirit Dragon. Turval, Arbiter of Virtue. Okay. Is a 5-mana flying lifelink 6/6 with spells you cast have Delve. That's terrifying. Each card you exile from your graveyard can reduce the cost by 1, yes. And whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. Oh, interesting. Interesting. But it also has lifelink, so it can kind of heal you back for that. I mean, it's a 5-mana 6/6 flying lifelinker. You are just playing this. Spells you cast have Delve is also fucking horrifying. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. Honestly, probably doesn't even register because you're just going to batter your opponent with this thing. I think that's very, very strong and kind of terrifying. If you have other big things to go with this, and they all have Delve, this is a fucking horrifying card for your opponent to play. And it's just, again, it's just huge. They're 5-mana 6/6 flying lifelinker. This is just massive. Okay. Yep. Good card. I would love to have this card. Any of the Spirit Dragons I'd be happy to have, if I'm honest. Thunder of Unity. So this is the Mardu Saga. So for 3, first one, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Wow, that's good. And then for 2 and 3, whenever a creature you control enters this turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If you have any mobilization creatures when this comes out, this is bonkers. So turn 1, maybe you play a creature, maybe you don't. Turn 2, you probably do, and hopefully it has mobilization or just has got an extra dude. Now, let's say it has mobilization. Okay, turn 3, you play this. It goes off. Draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Turn 4, you play creatures. Your opponent loses life, you gain life. You probably play at least 1, maybe 2. Turn 5, hopefully one of those things had mobilized. You swing, you get the extra guys. Yeah, I think this is definitely good. It needs a bit more setup than the other ones. It doesn't just fuel itself quite as much as some of the others, but I think it's... Mardu has to take some hits somewhere. It's already making the most tokens, draining you for all of those tokens, or just hurting you for their existence, and then also doubling all the damage and giving them all buffs and just battering your head in. So, I think it has to take some weaknesses somewhere, and this is one of them. Twinmore Stormbrood is a 6-mana, 5/4 flyer, and when it enters, you gain 5 life. Okay. And its Omen, Charring, is a 2-mana sorcery. It deals 5 damage to a creature without flying. This is good. Got removal on the front half, and it's just a big guy on the second on the creature side. Yeah, this is good. I like this. I think if you can run this, you absolutely run this. Ureni, the Song Unending. So this is the Team of Dragons. This is 8 mana for a 10/10. Okay. Oh my fucking god. Okay. An 8 mana 10/10 with flying, protection from white and from black. So it's probably not getting spot removed. When it enters, deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of creatures or planeswalkers your opponent control, where X is the number of lands you control, which is 8. Probably. 7 or 8. This is the best dragon so far, right? Like, this thing is absolutely fucking massive. Also has protection from the primary removal colors. And blows up like 3 creatures or planeswalkers when it enters. This thing is great. I want this card. It would make me very happy if I had this card. I think if I saw this card, I would just take it and play Teamer. It doesn't really matter. If you see this card, I think take it and play Teamer. This is such a bomb, and it is a pain in the ass to get rid of. You have to board, like in black or white, you probably have to just sweep at this thing. And there's only, I didn't see many board wipes, so I think this thing kind of just comes down and sits there. Whirlwing Stormbrood is a 5-mana 4/3 with flash and flying. You may cast sorcery spells and dragon spells as though they had flash. That's very good. And its Omen is 3 mana, put 3+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. I like that. This card I like as well. I think this one's really good. Yep, flash this in at the end of your opponent's turn. And then you can cast sorcery and dragon spells as though they had flash. And if you don't have enough mana to play it, just pump up one of your guys so you can attack or block easier. I like this. This is a good card. Windcrag Seed. Okay. Yeah, it's 3 mana. Choose Mardu or Jeskai for Mardu. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, oh my god, it doubles up. That's really bad. Right, as in, that's really good for the Mardu player. That's really good for bad for who they're up against, right? Like, every mobilization trigger triggers twice is fucking bonkers. Okay. Jeskai, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. It gains lifelink and haste. You just pick Mardu. Well, no, okay, no you don't. If you're playing Mardu, you always pick Mardu. If you're playing anything else, you probably just take Jeskai, but why are you playing this card? Like, Jeskai wants to spell sling. They don't want to generate a 1/1 red goblin a turn. Mardu, if the Mardu ability is great for Mardu. Double up mobilization, absolutely. But the Jeskai one is just kind of like Sure, whatever. Yathan Road Watcher. Okay. Abzan. 4 mana, 3/3. When it enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is good. This is very good. Yeah. Assuming you have something in your graveyard or you hit something when you mill, this is a 4 mana 3/3 that probably comes in with a 3 mana 3/3 as well. And then you have 6, 7 mana's worth of creatures on the board. Sure. Like, this is slightly underpowered for its stats because it would be crazy. But yeah, you can definitely get 2 3/3s out of this thing. So yeah, this is a good card. I think in limited this is very good. Durog Thunder's Decree, the Mardu leader. So for Mardu colors, you're a 2/4. Mobilize for 2, sure. And during your end step, warrior tokens you control have this token can't be sacrificed. So you keep them? Oh man, this just makes it even... Okay, this is a kill on sight, right? If your opponent plays this, you have to kill it immediately. Because if you don't, they're going to get so many tokens. Like, that's obviously... So this is the thing. If both Abzan and Mardu are making tokens, the reason... The thing that separates them is the Abzan makes 1 or gets +1/+1 counters. The Mardu makes like 2 or 3, but they die at the end of turn. If they no longer die at the end of the turn, Mardu just vomits fucking shit everywhere. They're going to have like 30 creatures if you can't kill them fast enough. This guy's a kill on sight. You have to kill this guy. That is, oh my god. Like, it's also such a simple ability, but like, oh my fucking god, it changes how the entire Mardu playstyle is. Oh, we're on to Artifact. My throat is killing me, by the way, so... Woo! Okay. Alright. I needed a break to set my throat. What do I think of the gold cards? There are so many bananas ones. Zergo's bananas. Ureni's bananas. Terravel's probably bananas. Tima is... what else is there? Songcraft the Mage is probably bananas. Chica, all of the dragons are bananas. Aurora and the Song probably wins your game. Like, right, this is bananas. Nariv probably just wins you a game on the spot. Narset's kind of mediocre. But so many of these cards just win you a game on the spot. Hey Martin, how you doing? Yeah, I think a lot of these cards are just kind of bananas. I mean, they're always going to be, right? The gold cards are always going to be... I'm good, Martin. How are you? Hope you're having a good day, buddy. Good to see you. We're still reviewing the new set from MTG, but hopefully we'll be coming to the end soon. We've just got artifacts and lands left, because my throat is hurting. I usually don't talk for this long, ever. So yeah, I'm suffering a little bit, but we're fine. But yeah, the gold cards... I mean, gold cards are always going to be where your best cards are, and there were already some absolute monster cards in the normal coloured stuff. So the gold cards just being absolutely cracked out of insane, it just makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, starting the artifacts, we have Abzan Monument for 2. Late morning, just woke up at 12, getting the backyard ready for the gardeners. Oh, good luck with that. I'm assuming there's going to be a monument for each one of the clans, but yeah, Abzan, search for a plain, swamp, or forest, put it into your hand, and then you can make a spirit equal to the greatest toughness. Cool. Boulderborn Dragon is... Was that the one the blue guy went and got? It was this. A 5/5 flying vigilance that when it attacks you surveil 1. Or a 5 mana 3/3, sorry, with flying vigilance that surveils 1. That's really fucking mediocre. Dragonfire Blade is a 1 mana equipment. Equipped creature has +2/+2, hexproof and monocolored. Sure. And equip 4. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each color of the creature it targets. Okay. I don't hate this. Yeah, this is probably fine. You'll probably just take this. If you see it, because, like, it's a 1 mana. You can just play this on turn 1. And then just start equipping it around to things to make them bigger and make them more difficult to deal with. And then just start cracking people. This is probably a good equipment. I'm not a big equipment fan. So, sure. Dragonstorm Globe. This is the other thing that the guy could go fish for. It's a 3 mana. Each dragon you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Add 1 mana. It's a what's it? A mana rock? The dragon mana rock. This is not good in limited. Embermouth Sentinel. 2 mana for a 2/1. When it enters, search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it in that card on top. If you control a dragon, put the card onto the battlefield tapped instead. Sure, probably still not good, but I mean, maybe it's a good way to fix your mana if you need it. Jadecast Sentinel, a 4 mana 1/5 with reach that can put cards from a graveyard on the bottom of their owner's library. They always release one of these. They're always not very good, but maybe if graveyards are a big thing you care about, sure. Jeskai Monument. Yes, it does let you search for a land, or the Jeskai lands, cool. And this one, you can sacrifice it for 4 to create 2 1/1 bird tokens with flying. That's probably pretty good, actually. Because they have evasion, that's probably better than most. Mardu Monument. Yeah, and you can tap 5 to create 3 1/1s. They gain menace and haste until end of turn. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. It does cost more, though, so... But I think that's just really good, because Mardu just wants more dudes, and this just gives them more dudes. Mox Jasper. This is the card everyone's going bananas over. So it's another Mox, so it costs 0, and you can add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control a dragon. All the dragon players are, like, ruling over this. And I don't think it's great in limited. But it is probably very sought after and probably very good in at least Commander. I don't know if it's good in limited in Standard, but I would say at least Commander wants this. So, you know, if you do get this card in your draft stuff, even if it's not going to be particularly useful for you, you might want to take it anyway because people are going to pay. Sultai Monument. Get the land, sure, and sacrifice it to create 2 zombies for 5. Okay, sure. Temur Monument is get the lands, and for 6 you can make a 5/5 elephant. Okay, all the monuments are pretty much the same. They're all fine, I think. For 2 mana, getting the extra land is good because it fixes your mana. Like I said, mana fixing is going to be a big thing in this, I think. So I think this is okay. Watcher of the Wayside is a 3 mana 3/2, and when it enters, target player mills 2 cards and you gain 2 life. I mean, if you have absolutely nothing else to take the slot apart from this, then I feel sorry for you. But it is a playable, I'm sure. Oh, we're on to lands. Wow, there are not that many many colorless things, are there? That makes the Ugin even worse. Like, this, search your library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, and pay them without paying their mana cost. Like, cool. I have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cards in total that I can play. Sure. That's, yeah, yeah, sure, whatever. I can't believe Ugin is not good in his own fucking... I mean, he's probably still good, but you know what I mean. Okay. Lands. Sure. Enters tap, gain life. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, these are the special ones. So, Blossoming Sands, we know. Kori Mountain Monastery. Enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. So this is the Jeskai one. For 4, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Okay, that's pretty good on a land, honestly. That's a bit expensive, but that's not bad. Like, that's not bad on a land. Dalcoven Encampment. So this is the Mardu one. Enters tap unless you control a swamp or a mountain. And for 3, tap. Whenever you attack this turn, create more warriors that are tapped and attacking. Okay, so this is just more Mardu stuff. Maybe I have to make a Mardu deck in Standard after this, because there's just so much Mardu stuff going on. But, yeah, this is probably good if you're playing Mardu. Backwater Shore, Evolving Wild Shore. Ooh, we do have the, not the Triomes. Are they all, what are they? I can't remember what they're called. But these lands are the lands specifically for the clans. That's good. They are uncommon, so you can't rely on them. But they can fix mana quite a lot. This is the Sultai one, yeah? Forest or plain. No, this is Abzan. Okay, so the Abzan one, Forest or Plains, and you can tap 2, exile a creature card from your graveyard to create a spirit. Sure. Short, sweet, to the point, nice and easy. Jungle Hollow. This is the island or swamp. This is the Sultai one, which is 4 mana, Surveil 2. This is not as good as... Well, if you need to put stuff in your graveyard, it's fine, but, like, is this not better? Is it... Sure, whatever. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Okay. Taps for colorless, or taps for 1 mana of any color, only to cast dragons or omens. Okay. And you can tap 4 and tap it, sacrifice it, set your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Sure. Okay. I guess. Cool. It does dragon things. Mistress Village. So this is Temur. Mountain, forest, or blue is Temur. For 1 blue, the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. What? That's really good. What? Doesn't this doesn't this go in every single deck that runs blue from now until the end of all creation? I think. For 1 blue, the next... I mean, technically 2, because you have to tap this as well. But for 2 mana, your opponent can't counter you on whatever spell you're about to play. I mean, I guess you've got, like, the land that you can choose a type, and creatures of that type can't be countered. So there are ways to get a similar effect for cheaper. But isn't this just, like, generic counter blocking? Because this isn't creature spell or anything like that. This is just the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. So, planeswalkers, draw spells, instant sorceries, enchantments, artifacts. It doesn't matter. You just pay 2, and now you can't be countered for whatever spell you're about to play. Do they only make starter decks for 3 to 4 player Commander, I think it's called? I think that's all I've seen at the store when I'm grabbing Pokemon cards. They have moved a lot more onto Commander decks recently, yeah. Because a lot of people like playing Commander. I actually have bought the Commander precons for this set. So, but I play Commander with my family. Like, my partner, who's new to Magic, who's only been playing for like a year or so. And only when we go to like pre-releases or with his family. And then his mum and dad. His dad used to play Magic several years ago and then stopped for like 10 years. And his mum had never played Magic before we started playing it together. So, you know, getting some just like precons that are about as strong is just fun and everyone gets to play. But yeah, so yeah, they do lean much more into Commander nowadays. But yeah, I think this card might go in every deck that runs blue forever. Like, also, this being blue, Like, blue players are the ones who want to counter things. And now you give blue players the things so that they can stop other people from count. But then you just run this in every like every deck that that runs blue has like one or two of these, right? Every single one. Honestly, you might run 4. I don't know, because they're not unique. They're not legendary lands. So you can have a couple. I would actually consider running 4 of these in every single deck that runs blue. I would run 4 of these in my mono green deck so that I can't be countered. I would run 4 of these in every single deck I can possibly put together so I can't be countered. Because they can pay for themselves. Like, even if you're playing mono green and you have 4 of these in your deck and you get 2 of them out, now you can just prevent your stuff from being countered, right? Is this too good to be allowed? This has to be... There has to be something going on, right? This is just bananas. This is the... How is the best card we've seen so far a land? Not in limited, by the way. This in limited, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm not coming at this from a limited perspective now. Isn't this just the best card in every... I mean, I guess it depends how much you get countered. Nowadays, black just destroys everything, so they don't need counter spells. And white just exiles your whole board every 5 minutes because they get bored. It's only green and red that actually have to play the game. Blue just counters everything and bounces everything. White just exiles everything. Black just destroys it all. So then it's only green or red that have to play the game. But this works with green or red. So now green and red can just tell blue players to fuck off. But still black and white get to do what they want to do. I don't know what I think about this. Like, is it as good as I think it is, or is it not? I don't know. You know what? Nah, I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna stop. Let's just say it's not good in limited because it stops counter spells and people don't run those very much. There's the triple land, gain life, triple land, blah 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 again. Okay, these are the full art lands. So I do like these, but these aren't the ones I want. The ones I want are these. How good do these lands look? Like the Dragon Eye lands, I think these might be my new favorite. Like, I don't know about this green one. This green one looks a bit weird. But the red one looks sick. The black one looks sick. The blue one looks sick. The white one, I mean, looks sick. All of these look really fucking cool. Apart from the green one. And I think the reason is that actually looks like an animal eye, right? With the whole slanted thing. That looks narrowed. That's an animal's eye. That, I mean, I guess it's being helped by it's got like a hooded ridge over the top of it. That one again looks like a creature's eye. This one is just like round. It looks like it's a surprised lizard. It doesn't look like... It looks like it's more excited to see us than anything else. But yeah, I like these lands. I might have to... Because we... I don't know if people have ever seen. We have this down here, which has got the stained glass window lands. There's 3 of them. Got red, blue, green, and white. The stained glass window lands that we made. I could probably actually... I don't know if I've ever showed it on stream. Yeah, it's got the stained glass window lands, and then it's got a couple of other lands, a couple of other magic cards that I liked. Terror of the Peaks, Dragon Tornado, there's the Dragon Engine. Yeah, we've got some cool cards, but I really like the stained glass windows, so that's why I wanted the stained glass windows in there. And I think I might like these Dragonlands better, which means we might have to replace them with the Dragonlands. But I don't know, because I don't know if I want... I think I like that green one much better than I like this green one. But I do think the red, the blue... like, if we're skipping a colour, I could always skip green and just have red, black, blue, and white. These are very cool lands. Anyway... that's actually it. We have finished. We are back down to nothing. So that's the end of the stream. Thank you everyone for coming and hanging out. I'm sorry my chat reset itself, so I've lost everyone. But I know Noob came in and was chatting for a while. Marizzi was here. Martin, you've obviously been here. Paranoid was here. I think Lily was here at the start as well. So to everyone that came in and watched, thank you immensely. It is always amazing having people here just watching me blither on about stuff. I hope you enjoyed. Why is... Okay. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed me, you know, talking at you for however long I did. And tomorrow we will be back with more Pokemon, as we always are. We'll have to see how that goes. Wednesday we'll be off. Thursday will be Mass Effect. Friday will be League. It'll probably be a shorter, like 1-2 hour stream, because we want to get ready and go to the pre-release. We're going with my partner's parents, and they want to go a little bit early so that we can have something for dinner and they can go check out some places around, you know, just make a day out of it. So, until tomorrow, thank you everyone for coming in. I hope you enjoyed my set review. I hope you agreed with me about all the things that I said and disagreed with me only sometimes. But, yeah, maybe you think I'm an idiot and I was completely wrong. And that's totally fine. I don't care. So... thank you very much, and I will see you all later.